Thank you, Paperlike, for sponsoring this video.
So guys, as you can see, I have a visitor here today, Mark Ellis from Mark Ellis Reviews. We just finished recording a podcast and thought we'd do a quick little video where we promised that if he shows me his, I'll show him mine.
I wasn't expecting that. Can I do this bit?
Yeah.
Let's ramble.
Let's ramble.
Hold up, place go wild when I pull up. They all on me like it wants.
Okay, so the main reason why Mark's in Brussels is obviously to see me, but there's another reason why he's in Brussels.
Yeah, I'm going iPad mini only. So I've literally just brought my iPad mini with me, which normally I'd have my MacBook and iPad Pro probably as well, but I've actually just come with the mini and nothing else, which is the first time I've done that.
And how's it going?
Okay, apart from the audio recording not working at all for the podcast.
Thank God for these. That's why we're wearing these, by the way. These are our fail-safes today. So what I want to know from Mark is what's he actually carrying with him? Because he did go iPad mini only. And so I'm curious what's in that bag. And after that, we'll have a look at what's in my iPad mini bag. And yeah, maybe you guys enjoy some of that.
Okay, so you can roast me, Patrick.
So what's that bag?
So the bag is the Waterfield Pro Executive. I think that we'll put the name in the
Sounds fancy.
thing does. Yeah, it's lovely. I mean, Waterfield stuff's great. It's just so well made. And I get a bit like you. I get a lot of bags sent to me, and I've stuck with this for about a year now, I think. I'm a bit worried about what's in here, not for any bad
I'm
reason.
very curious.
I am as well, because I packed it for this trip, obviously, and then so it's a little bit of a different setup to what I have normally.
So this is your basically everything you have with you, not just the iPad mini stuff.
Apart from my socks and pants, probably as well. Yeah,
Right.
that's at the hotel. But
They're not tech. We don't need to see.
you don't need to see those. But the iPad mini first. That's the obvious thing, really, isn't it? So it's got 64 gig of storage, which hasn't proved an issue this last 2 days, and it's great. I've got the official Apple folio, I think they call it, don't they? Which again is okay. Mine's a bit dirty.
Mine's a bit dirty.
It works. Everything, yeah. There's gonna be lots of euphemisms in this. Apple Pencil 2. Great stuff. Paperlike screen protector.
Of course.
Cannot do without a Paperlike screen protector
course.
if you have any respect for your Apple Pencil note taking. So that's the iPad, that's the obvious thing. In terms of keyboards, I've been using the Newfie Air 60, which if people haven't seen this before, there is a keyboard in here. You basically open this, what they call the new folio, I think it's called. You can then pop that on here, and you very quickly end up with a keyboard, a proper mechanical keyboard, and a little stand. This has been an absolute godsend over the last 2 days. It's been amazing. I've pretty much used that without any other form of input. The only thing I did bring was the MX Master 3.
The big one.
The big one, yeah. I'm addicted to this mouse. I know you've got one as well, haven't you?
Yeah.
It's just amazing. So, but having said that, I've not really used that with the iPad. I just haven't needed to. I've just been touching the screen. It's great.
Yeah.
So that's the main kind of setup, which you haven't roasted me yet for this, which I'm quite...
No, not yet. I can't because I've been using that same thing for quite a bit.
Yeah.
So it's good. It's a great thing. I mean, the form factor of that keyboard is pretty good. It's nice and small, but it's not so small that it's cramped. And this is just, I mean, it's simple, but it's so effective.
And I can confirm that the keyboard is pretty robust as well, because I was sat in St Pancras Station yesterday. A woman walked past and knocked over my entire water bottle all over that keyboard.
Can you say that again?
Water bottle, still works.
Your what?
Water bottle. What did I say?
Your water bottle.
My water. Knocked the entire thing over and it still works. No water in it, it's great. So that's the iPad mini, kind of the main iPad mini setup, which has been fantastic. What else have we got? Sony CV1, which is I know you've got one of these in here somewhere as well. That's my vlogging camera. I haven't used that at all while I've been here.
I have a feeling.
Because it's great, but it's, that shoots video, my iPhone shoots video. I don't need it, so that's a bit redundant, really. I shouldn't have brought it. What else have we got? Now, this is a weird thing. I mean, there's no reason anyone would carry this around at all, ever, but it's an SSL2 audio interface.
Why did you bring it?
I brought it. It turned out to be completely useless, but I brought it to record the podcast with you and I over there. And the idea was that I was going to connect, which I did. I connected this to the iPad mini via USB-C, opened GarageBand, everything was working. We had 2 mics going into here, hit record, started chatting, and then while you were really doing a brilliant job mid-flow, I noticed that it wasn't recording. No idea why, but so yeah, again, it's a big thing. So I don't normally carry this around because that would be weird. But the idea was to use this as a mobile recording rig, and it completely failed.
Yep.
So that was great. What else have we got? Very quickly, Bose QC45 headphones. I mean, anyone who's watched my channel knows that I've got about 4,000 pairs of headphones, but these, weirdly, are my most used.
I noticed that you wear a lot of over-the-ear headphones. Do you actually prefer them, or is it because of editing?
No, I do. I tend to prefer them. I use my AirPods Pro 2 quite a lot as well. But these, in terms of noise cancelling, you can't beat these, I don't think. Particularly when you're travelling. So if you're on trains or planes, etc., they're just fantastic. They're brilliant. They're great. Okay, obligatory tech bag. Let's move this out of the way.
One.
Yeah, let's move that over there.
That's pretty.
Yeah, this is from Harbour London, which is I've got lots of stuff. Lots of their stuff is just beautifully designed. Not cheap, but you know.
Well, it doesn't look cheap either.
It doesn't. No, it doesn't smell cheap either. It smells quite nice. A bit weird. Okay, but if we look inside, now this is a bit strange. Well, not strange. It's just I've got a bit of a problem with taking way too many cables away with me. Lightning cable, USB-C. A really, really long USB-C because I was petrified of that running out of battery and not being near a charger. So there's that. Ugreen little hub, little powered hub. SanDisk. I don't know if you use these, Patrick, but the SanDisk Extreme. I edit off these. I throw them around. This one's about 2 years old. Touchwood hasn't ever let me down. USB-C cable. USB-C cable. Bearing in mind, I've only got an iPad and a phone. Nothing else, apart from the keyboard, nothing else needs charging. I don't know why I've got so many USB-C cables.
That's just what we do, right?
There's another one.
Cables and batteries.
Yeah, another one. I mean, that's a lot of USB-C cables, isn't it? Oh, I forgot this was in it. The Insta360, which is the Insta360 action cam. I know you're a big Insta360 fan as well, aren't you?
Find not a lot of action this trip.
Not a huge amount of action yet, no, not yet. Maybe tonight. Weird. I keep saying some very strange things. I'm glad this isn't my channel. Anyone who's not aware, this is a basically magnetic little camera that you can stick on your chest, and they're so useful actually. I tend to use them for like time lapses and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Really good for vlogs. Very useful.
Have you tried sticking them on an airplane window?
No, I haven't done
It's
that.
excellent for that.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
What else have we got? We're getting to the end of it. More cables.
Random cables.
I've got a real problem with cables, haven't I? This is pretty cool, and I'm trying to think of the name of the brand. We'll put it in the description. But it's basically a mini travel charger, and it gives you an Apple Watch charger, and then a MagSafe for your iPhone, and another Qi charger over there.
Do you know how many watts that thing has?
I don't know.
That's been my recent question because the Ultra needs quite a bit, 15 I think.
It does, yeah.
So all the ones that usually are combos are just too weak.
It's a slow charge on all three of them, but to be honest, if you're in a hotel room, you just stick that in. You know, it's basically one USB-C connection. Stick that on the bedside table, put everything on there. Because typically I've got two phones because I'm obviously a tech reviewer. But it's just convenient, I think, really. But it's not fast. Yeah, you're right. It's pretty slow. Just the fact you can do that and chuck it in there is great. So that's the tech bag.
Cool.
What else have we got? I think you'll be glad to hear we're getting near the end of it now. AirPods Pro 2, it's definitely worth mentioning these.
So they're here.
They are here. These, although I am using the QC45s for when I'm working and stuff
You're
like
rocking
that.
them naked, I see.
I am, yeah. Also, when I got the original AirPods Pro, I had them engraved with my name, which I don't recommend anyone do because it just looks ridiculous. The font that Apple has chosen for the engraving looks terrible. But yeah, these are still the best in-ear noise cancelling headphones. They follow me everywhere. I've got the little lanyard thing on there as well.
Fancy.
I think that's it, Patrick. That's pretty much my bag. I mean, normally there'd be a MacBook and what have you in there, but because this is iPad mini focused, it's a lot of stuff.
It's a different bag, isn't it?
Yeah.
I did the iPad only thing once for New York, and obviously I brought a phone, but it was liberating. This is all I needed.
Yeah, that's the thing I found, because you can see I tend to be worried about not having enough of something. And I'm a bit like, as I am with cables, with devices. So normally I'll have the iPad, my MacBook. I've even been known to take two MacBooks away. So I'd take my 16-inch MacBook and the MacBook Air.
That's probably where I draw the line.
It just makes it so heavy, whereas this stuff isn't really that heavy.
I'm just curious, why two MacBooks?
Because I'm stupid. That's why. I think what it was, it was because the 16-inch was the editing machine. I didn't want to edit video on the MacBook Air, but equally I didn't want to use that 16-inch MacBook Pro as my work in coffee shops thing. It was too big.
Right.
So my reasoning for that was to take both, which doesn't make any sense because it just makes everything heavier. But I think, as I've proved the last 2 days, this works.
Yeah.
It absolutely works. And just don't take an audio interface with you anywhere because it's the most ridiculous thing ever. But that's me. That is my bag.
Cool. All right, so this is mine.
Yeah.
This is a small one. I have the big Peak Design as well, but this one is when I take my Mini. This is the one I take because it's a day bag,
I like it. It's nice.
and it's not that full. You can see. So
Yeah.
there's basically, let's just get the boring stuff out of the way first. There's a pair of sunglasses, AirPods Pro 2, very important. I got the little Pitaka shell because I do toss them in my bag quite a bit.
No lanyard though. Haven't got
No lanyard, not that cool.
One day, Patrick.
Maybe. So this is interesting. So here's my my iPad Mini. Oh, there we go. And it has this weird cover, but this is by Pitaka, and this is actually a magnetic charging. So what it does is you plug it in the USB-C port, but it relays the charging port. So you can actually then, I don't know if I can put it on here, and it starts charging. But you can also, and I'll show you that in a minute, use a travel charger for that. So it's basically just replacing MagSafe, if you will. The downside is that you can obviously not use anything else in the USB. So if you want to use the USB port, you have to take this off. And I will do that because I'm getting a lot of questions about this guy here.
It's nice, isn't it?
This is a D-brand skin, and I hope for some reason they see this because it's called Bulletproof Banana, and I think this was Jerry Riggs Everything, I think. He made them call it this. It's such a cool color, and everybody's always asking me, where did you get that? Where did you get that? And it's a D-brand skin, but they don't make it anymore. So D-brand, if you're watching, start making this again because it's so cool.
Is it textured?
It is. It's what do you call that? Carbon fiber.
Carbon fiber, yeah.
It's yellow, and they don't make it anymore for some reason. I don't understand because it's on all my iPads.
Yeah. It's very Patrick Rambles, isn't it?
I guess so, but it's just cool.
Yeah,
I like
love it.
yellow. I just move it. I have 2 of those stands. I just move it between. It's perfect. It's always charged, and I don't need to worry about cables. But if I do want to charge it on the go, so I have this little pouch here. This is by Mujo. I have the Peak Design one. It's bigger, so on the the one-day trips, I'll take the small one. And this one is basically the same thing. It's even designed like the Peak Design one with the little origami style compartments. But I like it this way because you can see what's in it, without too much hassle.
Yep.
And then there's this thing here, which is what I was just talking about. Same thing as on the charging stand, but you just magnetically attach it, and this goes to whatever USB port. And that's it. So you can charge it on the go. Great.
It's almost MagSafe for your iPad, isn't it?
Kind of, yeah. And it's fast too. So what else do we have here? So this is a battery by Satechi. How do you pronounce it?
Satechi.
Satechi.
But I pronounce everything wrong. So don't.
Oh, well, I've heard it both ways. I don't know. Should ask them actually.
Should.
But the reason why I like this battery bank is that this is an integrated Apple Watch charger.
Nice.
Slow as well. But yeah, you can just so there we go.
Nice.
Charging, and it's magnetic, so it's cool.
Satechi stuff is great. They do make some really nice.
It looks good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So what else do we have here? This is a little bank machine because for some reason my bank is still in the 19th century and you have to actually put the card reader in if you're anywhere but your own country. So here's my actual Apple Watch charger, and I mentioned the charging earlier because I think this is 20 watts and this is the only thing that actually charges the ultra fast. There's a charger, and I should have brought it. ESR makes it, I think.
Yeah. I know what
Which
you mean.
routes
Yep.
this one into it. So it's
Yep.
basically just a cavity. It's brilliant because it's the only third-party setup that actually charges it fast because you bring your own charger. Then we have this thing here. I had to put it in there because it's so fast. It's by Orico. I have reviewed it before. I don't like the way it looks. It's big and the design,
Weird looking, isn't it?
some people like it. Alex Alex Gear and Tech, if you're watching, he likes this for some reason. He's a weird guy, isn't he?
He is strange, but it reminds me of the tiling that you get in public toilet.
Yeah, it's a Dutch artist. It's a wonder, but
Sorry,
you know, I should like this. They might take my passport, but I don't. Anyway, this is a really, really fast thing. Good thing we're in my studio, so I can actually pull out this guy, because this is the one that I usually take for travel. It's a LaCie rugged SSD. It's much smaller. It's rugged, obviously. It's very expensive. That's a downside. And it's not as fast as this one. So this is my new go-to. What else do we have? So I always bring one of these just in case, you know, HDMI. Don't know why that's in there, not for the mini, but it's in there. And then we have you talked about having too many cables. There's a random USB-C cable, not of any particular length, I guess.
Have you ever used it? Have you ever plugged this into anything?
I don't know, it does look new, doesn't it?
It does look a bit,
Yeah. And then there's this, of course, because you need an extremely long lightning cable. I'm so glad when they're gone. I know I'm making enemies here because some of you guys like it, but...
Well,
Please.
I'll stand up for you with this because it's
Really?
it's still the most annoying relic of Apple at the moment.
So you don't like it?
I can't stand it.
Oh,
yeah.
good. At least
Just
we're
a very
on the
quick
same page.
well, a quick moan. You know, we've got AirPods Pro 2 with Lightning. Yet we've got a brand new Apple TV 4K remote with USB-C.
Yeah.
Makes no sense at all.
No.
And these are the only things that you need to bring that cable for.
And it's slow. It's a slow cable.
Really slow.
Anyway.
Annoying. Yeah.
Banks, I do like their brand. They do a lot of good stuff. Yeah, I mean, it's not too expensive, but this, you can tell, it's a rugged cable, very good quality. Love them. This is my Ugreen charger. It's 100 watts, so it charges my MacBook Pro, easily the Mini, obviously, and anything else I have with me. It has 3 USB ports, USB-C, I mean, and 1 USB-A. So this is all I need. And because it's a GAN charger, it's so small that even the brick, because this is the biggest one, is tiny. So this is all I take with me, actually. And this here is actually part of a set that I reviewed, which I really like. It's this yellow cable by Aohi. They make this modular set. There's a video on the channel if you're interested. You can mix and match. You can just bring this Aohi set basically and then have everything. So maybe I should swap them out. It comes with USB-C, comes with a lightning connector. I like the way it looks, but it's not everybody's cup of tea.
It's yellow again, isn't it? It's lots of
very
yellow
yellow.
stuff. I like it. Yeah, it's nice.
And then we have not much left, actually. We have one more thing that is worth showing. I think it's this Uni little dongle. It just it's not powered, I think. It's not even the fastest one, but it's so small. And this one even has a case on it already. You can take it off and make it even smaller. It has USB-C, HDMI, Ethernet, which is great because sometimes it's just nice to have fast internet. And it has micro SD and SD. So all I need, and really, really small. Take it off and fits anywhere. How could I forget my trusty old Apple Pencil 2? One of the main reasons why I actually got rid of the iPad 10, because I really disliked the first one.
Yep.
And I know why they did it, because, they don't have the magnetic charging, because they actually put the camera in the correct position. Don't fight me on that. But then this doesn't go on, so they need to find a solution. They really do.
I don't know how they're going to fix that, but
If
yeah.
the next iPad Pro doesn't have it there, I'm going to be pissed.
They can't, surely they can't only have the next iPad Pro available with the first generation Apple Pencil. That'd be nuts.
No, it's not acceptable. No. Anyway, this one, I take it with me because I do like to take handwritten notes. I'm old school like that. I don't take a keyboard with me, as you may have noticed, because somehow that goes against, I don't know, the principle of the iPad mini, in my opinion. I totally understand if you do a couple-day trip like you do, that you want to type and you write every morning. I know that, so it makes sense. But for me, when I do decide to take only this one, I'm not planning on writing a lot of stuff. And the on-screen keyboard is fine for little bits, but I do like to write. So every evening, I'll just sit down and scribble some thoughts.
Yep.
And this is really nice. This tip is actually by a company called PENTIPS. It's a soft tip. You can't see it. I'll put some B-roll over it. It really helps because the hard ones by Apple are really hard and slippery. So they go all over the place. Obviously, the first thing I do is put on this little paper-like screen protector, which Mark also has. they really make a difference. It's a bit grainier. I think this is not the very newest edition. They've done a much better job now.
This 2.1 is the new one, I think.
Yeah, this is it's probably the 2.0 or so it's a bit grainy, but I don't really mind. The display on the iPad mini is not that fantastic anyway, but it makes such a huge difference writing. And if you pair it with one of these, brilliant.
Game changer.
Game changer.
It really is.
For a tech nerd. Sounds trivial, but it makes a huge difference.
It really does.
Yeah, so this is my stuff. So you showed me yours, I showed you mine. I feel like we're a bit closer now.
We've definitely gone up a step in our relationship, haven't we? It's it was worth coming.
So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it one of these. Subscribe for more content, and thank you very much for watching. See you in the next one. I'm gonna leave that in the mess ups.